Well, her question is that she works really hard at office and she gets the result that she is supposed to, right? Yet she is not promoted just because she does not flatter or she does not like flattering at all. Yes? Okay. Now see, it's not as simple as we all state here that okay, it's simply about, that I'm not being promoted because it's just that, well, I do not flatter my boss. Now, hey, the first thing that you need to understand that there is a difference between flattering and being good to others, being nice to others, right? So if I'm being nice to you, if I'm talking politely to you, that does not mean that I'm flattering you, right? So for many of us, when we come across our seniors or other colleagues and we just, try and make a small talk, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Or like, okay, let's go and have a cup of tea together, or let's have lunch together. Or, okay, how was your last trip? And so on. So if I ask you or my boss such questions, that does not mean that I'm flattering him or her. It's just that I'm trying to be nice to everyone. You may not be. I mean, when you try, you may succeed, you may not. That's not up to your hand. But you have to try to be nice to everyone. Even one may like it, one may not. But your job, your work is to be nice to everyone, right? So now see, when you get result, is that the only thing that will get you promoted? If we think it logically, yes, that should be ideally something that, okay, that should do, you should be promoted. But no, hey, it's not that simple. Look, when you go and try and buy your cell phone, right? So is it like you just look for one thing that, okay, what's the basic use or usage of a phone? Just to make a call, well, at maximum text people, or even on WhatsApp and so on, right? So that's what the two primary work of a cell phone. But do you just look for these two very features that a phone has or not? Of course not, right? You look for many things. For example, it should have a good camera quality if you are selfie conscious, right? Or if you're into, photography or videography, you look for camera quality. If you are into games, then you look for the RAM. It should have a strong RAM, like or storage may be another thing at the same time, the screen size and so on. Similarly, when it comes to promoting somebody at the office, one thing that you should know, it's not just about your result or your performance. It's all, let's say I'm a very good technician, right? Yeah, I'm very good at technical stuff. I'm superb, or like I'm tremendously tech savvy. And I'm a technician. My job is to, help people with any technical issues that they face while working at their desk. So let's say there is me and there is you. Well, Suman, right? So Suman, right? I and Suman, we both hold the same designation, right, at our office. So, and let's say you face a problem, right? I mean, when you are working on a computer, you just face some issues, right? You cannot troubleshoot that trouble, like that problem, that technical error. You call me and I'm like, come on, yeah. Like you are always, I don't know, you guys are good for nothing. You can solve a tiny problem. Come on. This is very simple. And I fix it, right? And then I leave your desk. Now, next time, you don't ask me when you have any problem as such. You call Suman, and she comes to you. She walks up to your desk, and she's like, okay, hi, Pritham, right? Hi, Pritham, how are you doing? And then you say, yeah, I'm doing well, but there is an issue, right? And then Suman is like, okay, don't worry, that's a tiny thing. Let me help you out, okay? She tries to analyze the problem, right? But she fails. She cannot, like, solve the problem. And she's like, okay, hey, it's not a big deal. All you need to do is like, okay, try troubleshooting it this way and just allow me a moment. I'll be right back. She walks up to me and she shares the same technical error that you are facing, and I get her the result. Whatever way, like again, I may say like, okay, you know nothing, everything, every time I have to help you with that. And then but I tell her, and she walks up to you again, and she solves that problem. She helps you out. Now, see, how she dealt with you and how I dealt with you, there is a huge difference. Now see what will happen that tomorrow you're gonna, this will spread around that Suman talks so well. She talks so nicely, like Suman is not as efficient as I am. Even overlooking that side, you would keep on admiring her everywhere. I mean, with whosoever you talk to. And that thing ultimately reaches the senior most people or the people, the concerned department, or like the HR or my boss or her boss. So it reaches to them. So it's not that they simply pick faces or like pick people who are flattering. No. So you need to know it's not just about giving the result. How you bring that, and even after bringing that result, how you collaborate with people at your office. So it's not just about being result oriented. Understand? Second thing that we make mistakes at our work is, well, we love to, sometimes when we say that, okay, we don't like flattering, then what we mean is like we have to be rude to others, or we know we have to contradict, or we have to show our dissent with the bosses. Maybe at times, when they just talk about some strategies, or when they make some strategy, there could be certain flows. So let's say your boss is presenting on something, or like talking or discussing the strategy about sales, or whatever department you could be in. So whatever the topic your boss could be presenting on. And there is something that you don't like, or there is something that has a flaw, right? And then you'd be, sorry, boss, sorry, ma'am, I don't agree with this, or like, okay, I've got a better way, or better than that, we could do this. See, that might hurt one's ego. I'm not saying that will, but certainly that's not the way you should be sharing or showing or like expressing your dissent, right? There is another way that you could do it. Well, so as boss said this thing, so yeah, that's true. And even last night when I was talking to him, so he told me this thing. So he means to say it this way. So now you are adding something that you find, okay, that's the better way. And you again you are giving that credit to your boss. Now see, you would say, how come if something is mine, I have to show it as mine? Sometimes you should, and most of the times you should not. Because now see, hey, if you hold your boss back, right, if you help him, he's going to help you to understand. So it's all about, again, being nice. Why always, like, see, you have to take the credit where nobody gets you that due credit that you deserve. But trust me, if you are going to hold your boss back or others back, they would also hold you back. Some people may not, but majority of the people are going to hold your back if you hold theirs. So that's how it works. So I would say, like, it's not just about that, okay, agree with anything and everything that your boss says. Even if you have to disagree, show your disagreement, but when and where, that's what you people have to decide. Not right at the meeting, or not right to the face of everyone. Now see, so let's say if I have to criticize you, or if I don't like something about you, or if I don't like something about your idea, which one way is better to share that? When we are around, like when we are surrounded by people, when we are in public, or when we have some more people there, or if I make one-on-one conversation, which one is the better way? I believe you are wise enough to understand this. So it's not just about what you say. It's about how you say that, where you say that, when you say that. So these things really play a very important role. So saying that simply, no, I'm very result oriented and I give or I bring the results that the company or the office or the work demands, but yet I'm not promoted. So fine, you may be efficient, you may be the most efficient guy at your work, but not necessarily you're going to be promoted. So I would say you have to have a very strong and affirmative presentation skills. So how you present something, where you present, when you present. It's not just about what you present, what you communicate, or what's something that you express. More importantly, how you do that, all right? And at the same time, you have to be very helpful. Not just to your boss. I would say you have to be helpful to everyone else around you, even at your home, not just about office, because that's what being a good human means, right? So you all have to be good. And of course, there would be that promotions or something that you deserve and expect. You will get that. Besides, there is one more key thing that you need to understand. See, everyone loves to have some people around himself who can support them, right? Uh, kind of irrespective of situations, right? Which is, of course, not a very good trait of a good leader or a boss, but we all love, when we express some idea, when we say something, and if we are appreciated, if we are supported by others, we all like it, don't we? Of course, we all do, right? So that's how it primarily works, right? So when it comes to flattering, how you should see it? Like, let's talk about the political leaders or even the CEOs or the promoters of company. You have to support them for some ideas, not for something that is immoral, that is completely illegal. But yeah, at times, even if something that you don't like, you have to show your agreement. But you could, like, kind of show your disagreement again when you are not in that meeting that way. But again, it depends, like, how well do you get along with that person. So if you get along really well, then even if you show choosing the right words or appropriate words even during the meeting, which would it would not, hurt his sentiment or ego, or he would not take it negatively, you cannot mitigate the risk completely, but you can minimize the risk of being misunderstood or misinterpreted by, just sharpening your communication skills or presentation skills. So yeah, I mean, to put it in a nutshell, it's not just about efficiency at work. You also have to be well presentable. Like, some people are really good at work, but look at the way they dress themselves up. They are all the time dressed up casually, which again does not send a positive vibe to everyone, I would say, at office. Another is like how you show your disagreement or dissent with others when you show that, of course. So strong presentation skills, and you have to be nice to everyone, right? So ultimately, it's like something that comes from within. So that's all. It's not that, okay, if you are good, you are not being promoted because you do not flatter. Maybe either you lack presentation skills or you are too blunt, right? So it's good to speak the truth. It's like really a good trait. You have to be speaking the truth all the time. If you practice that, I really admire and I really appreciate that very thing. We all should do it. But again, how you say that truth. Like, let's say if somebody is, not dressed well, or if somebody does not look that attractive to you, could you affrontly say, hey, you're ugly? Of course not. Well, I guess if you, try this color, such an outfit, that would suit you a lot. Of course, you are looking good, but that will be magnificent, or that will just glorify your appearance and so on. So yeah, that's what it is. So anything else? No? Okay.